All right, so I'm Bryan, like Bryan just said. Bryan Driscoll, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Motivated Leads. Basically, my experience is we get leads and find people with problems, right? So we connect them with people that want to buy problem houses. So here's the goal of this talk. The goal of this is I'm going to talk about how to get the most out of pay-per-click and pay-per-lead leads. So basically what I'm going to talk about is online leads need handled properly. I see a lot of different things there, and we're going to talk about how to go from the lead to the actual appointment. We're not going to talk about the sales after that, really, just going straight from inbound lead to booking the appointment, right? So, and how do I know this stuff? Like, I'll dig in the trenches. So, like, I'll do the shit work sometimes. So, I got a story here. So, I always thought we had the best leads in the business, right? And one of our clients in CG hits me up like 2 months ago. He's like, we got to pause. Our ROI's not there. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I know they got good processes too. So I'm like, okay, let me do this. Let me be your lead manager for 2 weeks and personally call your leads. I want to see what the problem is. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking, I was hoping I could find a problem in the process. And in turn, I found a problem with our leads. So what we did there was, like, for example, like I was confused and curious on it, but what I found was we had some bad leads coming in. For example, like one of the leads was a lady that comes in, wants to sell her house. She's like, yeah, I want to sell it. I'm out of contract in 3 weeks. Like, who wants that lead? You can't buy it. You know what I mean? It's just like a bad lead. So what I was thinking, another one was a lead comes in and it's somebody that wants to sell their house. They have the motivation, but an investor doesn't want them. So the second one is like, this lady comes in and she's pissed at her husband. It's like perfect scenario, except her husband's an agent and his name's on a deed. It's like, so what do you do there, right? And currently, like, even on pay-per-click, any channels, like they come in and you just deal with them. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I would not want those leads. So what we did was I started calling all of our leads. Like I called every single lead that came in for 2 weeks. All of our leads that came in, I found out there's a problem. So what we decided to do was we decided to set up vetting, which Paul's right here. Like what we do is a lead comes in, now we vet the lead and then send it out. So we found out one thing, there was a problem with the process. That's on us. Like, and there's only, I'll get to that in a second, but there's only 2 reasons that I found that people fail with online leads. It's either your leads suck or your process sucks, right? That's only 2 reasons. So number 1, we're going to talk about your leads. Number 2, we're going to talk about how to handle that, right? So there we go. So first thing is, who here has VAs call their inbound lead? Inbound leads. Like real, who here, is that it? Okay, so what I found was, on an online lead, when you're spending a couple $100, it matters who's calling on the phone, right? So here's an example of a call. I hear a lot of these calls. We do refunds. So I hear a lot, and like this is one example here.
Hello.
Hi there, this is Tom from. I received the online form that you filled out to sell your property at Houston, Texas. So I just wanted to ask if you are looking to sell it now or in the near future.
No.
Okay, got it. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Okay, so, and that's a drastic one. Like, I don't hear a lot like that, but the point of that is it matters who's calling your lead when it comes in, right? So, and it depends on your dispo. We're only talking about paid marketing here and they're expensive leads. So I recommend have somebody that's solid in sales and knows how to talk, call the leads. Like that's one of the number 1 things I see there. Number 2, I know everyone in here has a CRM, right? Does anybody not have a CRM? Okay, so we don't need to talk too much about this. Another thing I see is a lot of investors just in general do not have CRMs. Like make sure you have a CRM, like not just texting you. A lot of guys are like, hey, text our Slack channel, text this, you know what I mean? CRMs, speed. How fast, like just speak up. How fast do you guys call your leads? How fast do you call your leads?
I don't call.
Okay, what I found is a lot of investors don't call the leads fast enough, right? And it's basically, especially at nighttime, which I'm going to show you guys what to do with leads that come in at night. But with an online lead, if you think about this, say Google Ads, for example, someone's filling out the first form, then a lot of times they fill out they go to the second website, then they go to the third website. Whoever gets back to that person first and they like them, they're just going to ghost everybody else. So you got to call within like 2 minutes. It is crucial to do that. SMS. Who here sends a text to every single lead that comes in automatically in their inbound marketing? Who doesn't? Okay. So I'm going to give you some stats. I just pulled stats from last week. We had 60 leads come in. We were able to verify 11 on the phone. Like within calling 120 seconds, 11 answered, said they wanted to sell, right? 27 answered through SMS. So if you think about people wanting to sell, sometimes they're scrolling in bed. Their spouse is asleep. Sometimes they're on a toilet. You know what I mean? If you're calling them, like me personally, you won't get me on the phone. But if you text me, you're going to get me. So look at the difference there. Out of 60 leads, that could be the difference of success and failure versus somebody else texts them, builds a relationship, and gets a deal, right? So instead of only connecting with 11, we connected with 38 people out of 60, right? So that is a huge tip that I recommend. I'm going to give you guys a script that works and has been tested. But what I look at here too with SMS is a lot of people will send a text that's like, hey, this is Brian with 412 houses. We know you just filled out your form. We want to see whatever, like a long text. I've found that it's way more beneficial to be extremely direct and extremely short, right? For example, if I want to get a hold of investors, if you fill out a form on my website, I know 70% of you will respond if I ask you through text, do you flip, wholesale, or buy and hold? Like that question works, right? So with these guys, this is the magic script. So, hi, whatever your name is, you just filled out a form on our site about selling your address, selling your house at, whatever. How fast do you want to sell? Take this, copy it exactly. People respond to this like crazy. And all you're trying to do is you're trying to just open the conversation. You're not trying to do anything. You're just trying to open the conversation and bridge it to getting on the phone with them. You know, like you're not going to close a deal on text, but you're going to get them pulling away, now engaging with you, right? So I would copy this exact with the dash. Don't even put a period after address because we've tested it. Like this exact script is what you want to test. And it's really easy to do. Everyone has a CRM in here. Like lock it in, you know what I mean? Here are some examples of what people respond. Like this one, hey, you just filled out a form. Like they're replying back. They want to sell ASAP. This just came in 2 days ago. They have 20 acres that will go with it. And they actually respond back without one word answers a lot of times. Here's another one, not in a hurry. Like this is a medium lead. You know what I mean? Like they want to sell, but they're not super motivated. It's got some spread. Do you want to sell? And look at the timestamps. This is 4:41 in the morning. Who does anything at 3 a.m.? Like the leads come in at 3 a.m., what do you do with them? Most people tell me we call them at 9 when our day starts. This person responded back. Then this was a shitty lead. They're just curious. You know what I mean? But at least you know that too. You know, okay, this is a crappy lead. They're just curious. Just stick them on your drip. Try calling them versus someone who wants to sell ASAP, like this guy. Like this one came in at 1:36 a.m., 1:39 a.m. They responded back. 36 to 1:39. In the morning, everyone's asleep, right? So another thing I recommend in the process is to make it easy to book an appointment, right? Especially in the middle of the night. So here's the text. So currently these texts right here, this is what we use to vet the lead because I'm a lead provider and we're sending it. I'm not booking appointments. This is what I recommend sending if you want to actually book the appointment. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, send them the text message, give them the option to book an appointment with you. And you guys taking pictures, I'm going to give you all these at the end too, so you don't have to worry about it. But what you're going to do is think about the process from a seller side. Everyone here deals with sellers, right? Seller has a problem. They want to get rid of the property at 3 in the morning or whenever it is. They fill out the form and they're looking for something. A lot of these sellers don't even know that we exist, can buy their house cash, right? So what you do is you have them go to your website, they fill out the form, shoot them a text. Hey, here, you know what? You can book an appointment with us to come give you an offer. Or if you have multiple people in different areas, book an appointment to have that phone call, right? Send them to Calendly and then ask them more questions. So you want to make it, I try to make it harder for people to go further in the funnel because I want to vet them. I don't want shitty leads coming in. So it's like, I'm going to ask them again, like, why do you want to sell your property? Does it need any work? Things like that. So you want to just keep taking them down the funnel, but Calendly is a game changer, right? Don't make it easy when automating anything. Like, even on your websites, I prefer longer forms. I would rather have less leads that are quality than more leads that are just tire kickers, right? Ask additional questions. I prefer, like, if anyone's doing Facebook, I prefer doing Facebook ads when you click the ad and it sends you to the website versus filling in on Facebook. I found it really low quality leads, okay? On Google, you are not the only one bidding. So this is what I'm talking about. They're going to click that first lead, or the first one. A lot of times they go down, boom, 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 boom. You're creating that competition. If I text you immediately when you fill out the form, pull you into my calendar and you book an appointment, what's the likelihood you're going to go back to Google and fill out someone's other form? Because you just accomplished what you're trying to do at that specific moment, right? Another tip. Who here is not bidding on their brand name in Google? Anyone else? Okay, so this right here, put a budget at like $5 or $10 a day. It's super cheap, and bid on your brand name. Because if you're not, your competitors are. Like when you're sending mail, you're doing text, you're doing TV, a lot of these people look you up before they want to do business with you, or before they call, because they want to see what your reviews are like. And a lot of these people aren't tech savvy. So they're Googling your name and they're seeing your competition and thinking that's you because they're at the top. They click them, talk to them, and they just stole your business, right? When you just spent thousands on TV, thousands on mail, text, all that kind of stuff. So definitely bid on your brand name. It's super, super cheap. Like you're just bidding on your name, bid on your personal name, like anything that would be related to you. And I'm just info dumping here because we got 20 minutes. I'm just giving you guys everything, right? Thank you page. On your thank you page, whenever people fill out a form, put a button here, schedule an appointment. Like you want to schedule the appointment. It's like, okay, they filled out the form, boom, schedule the appointment here, schedule it through text message. After that, put a video. Who has credibility packets? You guys have videos on your page? This is your credibility packet digital. Thanks for booking an appointment. Hey, my name's Bryan. Here's what's gonna happen. We're setting up a call. We're gonna go talk for 15 minutes. We're gonna go through the scenario, and if it's a good fit at the end of that call, we're gonna set up an appointment. So it's kind of like Sandler upfront contract. You're doing that in a video. Put the video there, explain what's happening next. So when that happens, they expect it and they kind of can let their guard down. They know, okay, at the end of this call, we're trying to book an appointment. So the art of the initial call, and this is what I do. There's multiple ways to handle calls online, right? This is just what I found is really good. So you build rapport, uncover the motivation, get questions answered. Simple. So basically what I do is I talk to them. Does everyone know what Sandler is in here? Do you guys use Sandler? Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know what Sandler is, an upfront contract, you're just saying, hey, here's the purpose of this call. Purpose of this call is I want to ask you some questions. You ask me questions, see if it's a fit. At the end of the call, we're going to book an appointment. And I mainly want to find on the phone why they want to sell. I ask at the beginning of the call, which a lot of people would disagree with, I ask how much they want. I don't care how much they want. I just want to know is a benchmark. I ask how much are they looking for. Then I'm going to go through how old's your roof? How old's your furnace? How old's all this stuff? Do you have a mortgage? I want to know the balance. Next question I come back to, what's your best price? At the end of the call, like 10, 15 minutes in. The only reason I want to know that, and I don't care about this price either, I want to know if you told me you want $150,000 at the beginning of the call, and at the end of the call and I say, what's your best price? And you say 110, I know there's wiggle room. If you say 150 and then it's 145, I know there maybe you have a mortgage balance, stuff like that. So those are things I'm looking at online leads, like pre-vetting them the whole way through. And then transparent integrity. It's like, just be transparent with these people. Like, these are regular people. Like, I'm always thinking too, it's like, okay, how about the grandma over here that wants to sell her house and has a problem? It's like, we all want to get deals, and basically just deal with them and explain the process and try to solve their problems. You know what I mean? And if you commit, close on a deal. So speed. You got to be fast. Like, you have to be fast with online leads. You have to be like super fast. Like when a lead comes in, your team has to be able to drop what they have to be notified first. So set up Slack, set up text messages, things like that your team gets notified right when that lead comes in so that they can drop what they're doing and call them. It's not acceptable to call a lead 30 minutes later. Because if you're in a market with someone that's on it, deal's lost. Like that is crucial, right? And it doesn't matter for the people that aren't motivated, but the motivated guys who want to sell yesterday, that's the one it matters for. Because what they're going to do is they're going to answer the phone, feel comfortable, and they're just going to ghost everybody else because they just want to sell their house yesterday, right? So these are just my experiences. There's no perfect way. Like everything here, test it. Like every market's different. Just test everything. Test everything. I'm going to give you guys like what I have here though that you can implement, but also test it. Like nothing's perfect. Everything's going to adapt. The market changes, stuff like that. But here, you can grab screenshot there. I put together a video with it and all the scripts and everything right in there. Free, no hooks, no strings attached, Grab that, and then that's what I got for you.
right? So a lot of nuggets in there. What I love about that too, they're all very little, kind of little things to do. That little personal touch, that little customer service thing you can